In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use a flex tool. So you should be able to make something that looks a bit like this. How to put a hole, just remember how to put the hole for the switch in, and use what's called the shell tool. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few skills using this. Alright, let's get started. So starting a new one, there's always a new part, say OK. From here I'm going to select sketch and then sketch again, and I'm going to draw on the top plane, so as if I'm sort of looking down on my object. Okay, I'm going to start with a corner rectangle. Always start drawing from that centre, that origin there. Okay. As soon as I've drawn something, remember it becomes underdefined, so I'm always battling. I draw something, make it fully defined, draw something, make it fully defined. Okay, so you're always battling backwards and forwards there. So smart dimension, grab that. Now I had a quick measure of my battery earlier, and about 35 I think will be a nice size to make sure that the battery goes in, doesn't rattle about too much, but it's not going to get caught on anything. Okay, so mine's going to be 35 by 35 by 100 up the way, and then we'll start doing our twisting. Okay, so as you can see, 35 by 35, I've now got my fully defined, the computer is happy. Let's exit that sketch, and we're going to extrude it up the way. Okay, so making sure that I've selected that sketch, so it's still showing it selected. If you come off there, you might need to get back to it. Sketch 1, say features extruded, and we're going to pull that up to 100. So I'm just going to type 100. Okay, and say OK. So you can zoom out, and there you go. Okay, I've got this little block of solid plastic at the moment, but I need to do stuff with that. So what I'm going to do? Well, I'm going to shell it out. So I could draw like a shape on the top and scoop out the middle, but actually this is a way of doing it all in one go. So I just select the top, say shell, and I type in here 1.2. Okay, now we use 1.2 just because it's strong enough that if you pick it up, you're not going to break it, but also it's kind of thin enough that it'll be quite quick to print. Okay, so say OK, there you go, done. Alright, so that means it's 1.2 mil thickness all the way around and on the bottom. It's nice and quick there. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hole in for the actual switch, so I can switch my lamp on and off. So to do that, let's select a side. So I'm going to do it on this side here. I'm going to go sketch, sketch, there we go, it's just straightened up for me. Let's pop a circle on there. Okay, so just drawn a circle. Let's go straight to smart dimensions, and I want this to be 6.5 meter diameter. So I'm just going to type in 6.5. That's that done. Now you'll notice once I put that in, it's still saying underdefined. I still need to give this two more dimensions. First of all, one from the bottom. Now again, I've had the measuring the ruler out and had a quick look, and the battery's about 50 high. So I want to make sure that that doesn't catch it. So I'm going to go 65 just to be sure. So I'm going to say 65, and I know that's going to clear the battery snaps without getting in the way. And obviously the last bit is just to tell it how far I want it to be left and right. And I want it to be, do I want it to be right in the centre? Yeah, right in the centre. So whatever half of 35 is, let's have a look. 17.5. Okay. Top tip for you for there, actually, I'll do that again. If you've got to do a little bit of maths on the fly, if you think, oh, actually something was, it was 35, but I want it to be halfway through that or something like that, you can actually type it in and it will do a little bit of maths for you. Okay, so you can do sort of timesing and dividing and just sort of simple add and taking away, which can be quite handy for you. Okay, once I've done that, is now again saying fully defined. So let's come out of that sketch, so top left, exit sketch. While it's still selected, I'm going to go into features, and this time I'm going to use the extruded cut. This is going to pop the little hole through in the plastic, okay, so that basically the laser printer will never, 3D printer will never actually print out this hole, it'll leave a gap, so we can put our toggle switch in there. So extruded cut, and I only want it to be just 2 mil. Because the walls, remember, are only 1.2, so as long as it's bigger than 1.2, I can say OK, and that will have cut that hole in there for me. Alright, so there you go, I've got a little tower that I've shelled out, and I've put the hole in, so my toggle switch can pop through there now. Okay, last little thing we want to have a play with is the flex tool. So how do I use that? Well, let's have a little look. So let's select a side, and you go to Insert, Features, and all the way down. There's loads of different things in here that are all sort of exciting. Okay, and there we go. There's the one we're after, flex. Okay, now the one I want to use is the twisting motion, and then I want to just sort of move this. Now I had before 90 degrees. I'm just going to put 9 in front of there. See what that looks like. If you change a number, you can also click on a grey bit and just get a bit of a preview. I want to look at 180. Let's go for 180. Slightly different to the one I did before. Oh, I like that one. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go 180 on there. So I'm just gonna say okay, and that's it done. All right, I have. Okay, almost looks like a drill bit, doesn't it? Okay, so you can have a little bit of a play with that. Now, with all these sorts of features, if you think, well, actually that's not right, remember you can always select whatever you've done, back into Edit the Feature, and that will take you back to the previous menu bar. So then you can say, well, actually, oh no, 180 is far too much, far too twisty. Let's bring that back to 90. Okay, and so you can go in and have a little look like that way and think, yeah, that's a little bit more subtle. I didn't want it quite so twisted up, or actually, no, that's too much. Okay, so you just select the thing over here, and again, you can do this with anything as well. So all these little folder things down here, you can actually say, well, actually, I've decided I didn't want it to be 100, I wanted it to be 80. It's too tall. Go into there, all the way back to the beginning, edit feature, and when it comes up saying 100, you can just say, well, actually, I want it to be 80. Okay. There you go. And that's just changed it. Okay, let's edit this again. So you can go back into all these different things. Let's just try 45. See what that looks like. Yeah, it's quite a subtle one, that one, 45 maybe. Maybe a bit too subtle. Don't know. Anyway, there you go. I've showed you how to sketch, extrude a shape, shell it out, put a hole in for the toggle switch, and how to have a little play with a feature called Flex. Hope that was useful.